Hello, 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 everyone. Money Classroom time, Wednesday night. I am joining you guys live tonight from New York. I'm all the way in New York. I came here for this morning for an event, one of those, private wealthy people events. So I am joining live from there tonight, concrete jungle. So exciting. My Wi-Fi may be choppy. I'm gonna apologize for that from before. Come out here in the streets. We literally just finished the event for today. It's gonna continue tomorrow as well. But I can't miss Money Classroom. You guys are my people, my money people. I can't left note, and then especially for tonight's discussion, it's gonna be very exciting. We're talking about building a real estate business in Jamaica. I see Roger is in the house from Philadelphia. Big up yourself, Roger. You and Anisi are here, top students who come in early in the classroom. Rock and come in, everyone. So, you're in Money Classroom if you want to learn how money works and you want to make more of it. This is a place where your financial success really begins. I'm your host, Keisha Bailey, aka Keisha the teacher. As I practice saying that. One of these days, something will stick, but Keisha the teacher here, joining you live from New York City for Money Classroom. So if you're just getting started on your journey, this is the place. You're here in the right place. I see Diplomat is saying private wealthy event. Yes, Diplomat. That's what the thing said. I am entering rooms so that you guys can enter, basically. I'm making, what I'm saying, open up the doors. And then once the door open, just run in. So the thing set up, right? But somebody have to go in first. I'm going on, just open up the doors, everybody. Hello, Diana from Canada. Big up yourself. Welcome to the Money Classroom. Hello, 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 everyone. So we are gonna just jump right in. I have a very special message tonight. We have a great partnership with KCLH Business Solutions. I'm excited for this partnership, and so we're gonna be sharing a very special message from KCLH Business Solutions, a production team. Let's go.
Hello, wealthy people. I am Dr. Kesha Christie, CEO and founder of KCLH Full Business Solutions Limited, your one-stop shop for all your business needs. At KCLH, we are the experts on taxation and taxation planning. As you know, one of the primary reasons for having this program is to ensure that we are building wealth. As we move from micro to macro in our financing and our wealth building, so too we must manage our taxation and accounting business practices. At KCLH, we are experts on that. And so we guide you along the process while you focus on ensuring that you're building wealth and maintaining that wealth. I would like to use this forum to ask you to mark your calendars, because as of November 1, we will be having an early bird special on taxation services where you get 15% off. We want to use this opportunity to welcome you on board to KCLH Full Business Solutions Limited.
Woo, I like that. I love that. Thank you, Dr. Kesha Christie and KCLH for this partnership. And you guys hear it, 15% off all your taxation services. Now, the money for money people, this is a special time of year for you because you're doing your tax planning to end 2024. And so you really should be reaching out to your accountant. If you do have one, Dr. Kesha Christie is there. Reach out to set up your appointment to get your estimates around taxes for 2024. Tax planning is something wealthy people do. I tell you, I'm in these wealthy circles, and a big discussion today was around tax planning because effective taxation is a whole thing. We have to be more about that as well. And so I want to encourage you guys, reach out from now. See, we have a special deal that we've lined up for you with Dr. Kesha. So reach out. Make sure you have discussions around taxation. We can't avoid the government. We cannot avoid tax. That is no way to go. They will find you, and they're getting very good at finding people these days. So don't do that. Just let's do our thing legit. I will play the game to win. We just have to understand the rules of the game. And Dr. Kesha is excellent around the rules. She knows every rule, every side rule, every loophole, every top hole. She knows all of them. So reach out to her and let's have that discussion for sure. All right, all right. I'm going to bring on our guest tonight. I'm very excited to bring him on. He's no stranger to the Profit Jumpstarter community. He was at our Build World conference and gave a amazing presentation around real estate and where he sees the future of real estate going on. So I'm very excited to bring him on tonight. Mr. Jason Deere. Hello, hello. Welcome to Money Classroom.
Hi, Keisha. Thank you very much for having me. And greetings to everybody in
I'm
the
gonna do
group.
an introduction. Yes, and like up the video, guys. I see Anissa saying like up the video. Please do the thing, make the YouTube algorithm see what going on over here. So, Jason, you are co-founder and managing director of Link to Lenders. You're pioneering Jamaica's first financial technology company around real estate and lending and insurance. So I'm very excited to talk more about that. You have a degree in marketing from Seneca College in Toronto, Canada. And you're also assistant finance director for Auto Loan Solution and a consultant at Grace Kennedy. And before you were equity trader at First Global Financial Services. So very excited to have you on. You have a wealth of financial and business experience. I know you are running your own company targeted around lending, insurance, and also real estate. So I wanted to have a discussion with you about, really and truly, with the Jamaican real estate market, where do we see opportunity right now? Because money have to make. Everyone wants to know where the money opportunities are. Real estate is a really big deal in Jamaica.
Right.
Where do you see opportunities?
Well, the truth is, if you guys, fully understand real estate, there are a lot of moving parts to real estate. I think the real area for Jamaica, I think real estate generally over the long term is a great investment. Full stop, hands down. But I
Yes,
think
true.
if there are any areas in which I would consider more exciting is along anything to do with tourism related. There is a huge push, especially by the government, to focus on eco-friendly tourism, agricultural tourism, which then surrounds the whole real estate aspect of land. People tend to think when they're buying real estate, they only look at a property itself. Actually,
Yeah.
land can be found much more widely in Jamaica and at a lower price. And there are a lot of attractions and stuff that you can do from that, area in real estate. So I think that for me is at the top of the totem pole in terms of looking at things that can generate income, because land by itself doesn't generate income.
Right. So let's talk. So you're seeing the opportunity in which part of real estate exactly? The tourism areas. So the parish is North Coast. You're kind of thinking along those lines. You hearing me okay?
Yes. So from this, you're breaking up a little bit, but I'm fairly. It's okay. It's coming on and off. All right. So from the North Coast belt, there are two opportunities there, really. One is in terms of vacation properties, luxury properties, which sometimes is outside of the affordability range of a lot of our everyday Jamaican people. Um, and that is where I was getting into now, the ability to acquire land on the North Coast to do other things other than just purchase, or build luxury real estate. But not to leave out the part about the vacation property aspect, is that we have demand both locally and from overseas, not just from the Jamaican diaspora looking to reinvest in Jamaica, but non-Jamaicans who want to invest in real estate in Jamaica. So I think that could also be certainly an area to consider as well.
Yeah. So what about your personal journey in real estate? 'Cause who want to know, right? You're a businessman. You do the thing. What
Mhm,
has been your experience with
mhm.
real estate as you have set up a real estate business? Let's talk a bit first about your, maybe you can share about your philosophy around real estate investing, and then talk about the business that you've created.
Right. Okay. So if I was to start to talk about the philosophy, I myself and my family, we have always looked at real estate as long term. You know,
Yes.
the challenge with real estate over the short term is that, especially where interest rates are in Jamaica now, rental income can't necessarily cover a mortgage payment fully. You also have to consider
Not
things
these
like
days. Not
that.
these days. And
Exactly, whether in Canada or in
especially with
Jamaica.
Airbnb. Yeah, and
Right.
with Airbnb, there are slow months, and every month the Airbnb income covers the mortgage. That's the reality for sure.
Right, right. And then you have to maintain the place. You have other fees, strata fees, maintenance fees, that type of thing. But over the long term, it's a fact in any country in the world. You see where the ownership in real estate will benefit you over the long term. My personal philosophy at this age, with all the gray hair in my head, everything I do from here moving forward is for my children. So I
Yes.
definitely have a long term trajectory. From that standpoint. I am also a developer, which you may or may not know. And I'm also now developing along the north coast as well in Arakabesa in St. Mary, just something very small. So I'm actually putting my money and my mouth. What's the term? You're breaking up a little bit, Keisha. You can hear me?
Put your money where your mouth there.
Put your
Right.
money
Yeah,
where
man,
your
I'm
mouth.
hearing you. Put
Right.
your money where your mouth there.
So that is where I am, and I want to encourage us as Jamaicans. It's not always just about doing something very big. In other words, the development I'm doing in Arakabesa is only 7 units. Um, right. So you can start small. Don't ever think that you have to go off. You see these big 500 unit developments. Start small and build out as you move along, and get the right team on your platform.
But I like that you said that, you view real estate as a long-term investment. It's not a flip thing. And generally with flips, I don't think they work well in Jamaica, just by how long a transaction take to do. In terms of 6 to 9 months, it take very long. So when we think about real estate, two ways we can get return. Rental income, whether short-term or long-term, we get returns also from appreciation. You are more going off of the capital appreciation and getting the return that way. That's your move.
Yes,
But you
yes
also
and
have the
no. So
development.
right. So it includes both as well, because you own property otherwise that you do rent. Because if you do take a mortgage, until I'm extremely wealthy like you, Miss Keisha, then I won't have
What's
to
your
bother with the mortgage. But but the but the truth is, is that even very wealthy people take the mortgage as well. Kind of, because that's
I love
leverage.
taking
Leverage,
mortgage. I love
right?
other
It,
people's money. And I talk about
right.
it
It's
all the time. Other people's money
O,
are the
o,
best money.
o, OPM. This is how
Yes.
wealthy people create wealth. That kind of way. It's not necessarily about using your own money. Um, so that is from my personal philosophy. Now, from a business standpoint here, as you had mentioned with Link to Lenders and Real Estate Hub. So Real Estate Hub really is the technology, what they call a prop tech arm to everything that we're doing in Jamaica. And the technology that we're rolling out has nothing to do with just anything I'm buying personally, but supporting the entire real estate industry. To give an example, we're one of the pioneers of virtual reality tours in Jamaica, and how that should, or we hope will benefit
Yeah.
realtors, developers, and also buyers, and also persons from the diaspora, is to be able to make accessing or accessibility to a property much easier than having to physically go there. If you understand what I'm
Right.
getting at.
Even the
Um,
future is that way, I see, right?
Correct.
Technology, we're going more and more into that technological era. So yeah.
Right. And I also want to encourage younger persons. I have a group of 15 kids from UTech coming to visit me tomorrow. And
Nice.
very, very smart kids. And I will say to them, don't And don't just look at real estate in the traditional sense. I'm always trying to think outside the box. Don't look at real estate in the traditional sense of just owning the real estate. There are other services, tools, gifts that you may have as an individual that can build a technology or build something around the supporting of the real estate industry. I'll give you one example. I discovered a company today called Clutter. You guys can Google it. I think it's clutter.com. And what these young guys have done is use technology to build into the self-storage space, which basically is buying a piece of land, building a warehouse structure on it, enclosing it, and using technology so persons can make bookings, rent storage spaces. They're doing a myriad of things. So, I just really want to encourage even the young people or even old people like myself, for example, who want to look at real estate, but not just to look at investing in the physical asset itself, but also the services around real estate can also create wealth for you and your business as well.
What about people who just getting started in the real estate market, right? Some people, whether they want to become a landlord, they do long-term rental, or they want the short-term rental. What advice would you have for that person who them just want to get started in real estate? What would you tell them they need to do?
You were breaking up just a little bit, but I mean,
The advice for that
to
first
be honest
time
with you, well,
real
first of
estate.
all, if you're just getting in, I don't want.
For the
Oh,
first time
well,
real
it
estate
depends on
person.
I don't want to say depends on your age. I was thinking of when you said first time, somebody who is younger. No, I would encourage, I bought my first apartment when I was 24. I would encourage people to start as young as possible because you have a longer time to manage the cycles of real estate, the up and down, the fluctuations in interest rates, that type of thing. And as I like to encourage people is, like I was talking to a client yesterday. The mortgage payment worked out to 300,000 Jamaican dollars, and she thought it was expensive. No, what I will say to her is, or I said to her is, look over the long term. $300,000 30 years from now or 20 years from now may not be that much. God forbid, may not be as much
True.
as it is
It
today.
sounds scary to
So
say that no, no. That sounds scary
it
now. We said
sounds it
300,000.
sounds scary
Yeah,
now, but the earlier you start is the lower the monthly payments can be because of the term of, so
true.
for example, a mortgage you will get a longer term. Now if you're I don't think it's ever too late to start. So if you're in your 40s like me, or if you're in your 50s or whatever, you can definitely start. Again, I always believe in taking baby steps. And again, that's just me. I know you may say, well, you're not thinking big, Jason, but I think it's good to start.
No,
The government, this government has, and successive governments have really encouraged persons to invest in real estate through NHT, for example. NHT right now has a ton of flexible offers and policies. I don't even know what terms to use. For example, I got an email last week from them stating that if you are buying a property, and again, don't quote me, but if you're buying a property under 12 million, which I know you're going to say is hard to find, but if you're buying a property under 12 million and you do qualify for NHT, actually NHT is now lending 8.5 million at 4%, maximum
yes.
4%. So
Well, I
NHT
mean, we
is,
had
sorry, go ahead.
and David Mullings had come on a couple of weeks ago. He spoke
Right.
about some properties for 8 million. He's coming out
Okay.
with. So it's there. There are
There you
some
go.
units in that price.
There,
So talk
there
the
you go.
things. Yes.
Right. So there are opportunities that we need to explore as Jamaican people. And again, the standard is 7.5% at a NHT at 4%. I've seen clients who have gotten 0%. So I would encourage you to contact NHD or contact us, and we can then help you walk through the process, that kind of way.
And then, of
And
course, you say contact us. How people find you? Because that's what
oh,
people are going to ask.
okay.
You say
Sorry.
contact, where
Yes.
them find you?
So I don't let's say like turn up my work cell number, but my company's the website is realestatehubja.com. My email address is very long, so I won't give it out. My WhatsApp number in Jamaica is 313-4251, so people can just reach out to me. That area, and if I'm busy or if I'm in a meeting, I can always get back to you.
And what support you can help
Sorry,
them with
Keisha,
when it
go
comes to
ahead.
real estate? How do you help them with real estate? Because people go WhatsApp you for sure. How will
Sorry, in
you
terms
help
of
them?
support, you're breaking up for a second.
Yes. What support would you help in terms of real estate?
Oh, so let me just first start off by saying that none of my clients are charged a fee ever. We don't charge a fee. We do free consultations for all of us, for all clients, anybody who applies. I won't bother get into how we actually get paid, but it's through our business partners that we work with in the real estate industry that pays us. So what we do is we fight for you to get the best rates, terms, whatever the situation may be. So we don't charge even for consultation. Even today, I was on a call with a lady who had she wants to buy a property in Manchester. It was owned by a very large company before. There's issues with the title. I spoke to her for 10 minutes today. I tell her touch base with the person that's selling that don't have access to a title. Let their lawyers talk to me and my lawyers. And we're not charging anybody upfront for any of these things. Because I find that if we help people, people will come to us in the long run. Anyway, so that's really what my team is dedicated to doing.
And I like that because you're supporting people in buying that property. It's not easy. Not everybody know the path. Not everybody know the steps to take. So companies like
Right.
Real Estate Hub JA, that's good that you're holding people your shoulder. Just share your number again because I'm sure people want to know.
Right. It's 313-4251 876, obviously. Um, if you guys heard that, you can post it up if you want. Yeah, man, we'll definitely help you through the progress. And to be honest with you, don't let any expert tell you that they know everything as well, because they don't. The world is so dynamic. Everybody's situation is different. I've never had one client, two clients that have the same repeat. It's always something different. So as we go through the process with you, my team and I, we are learning at the same time as well, going through the process. Because again, the situation with this lady, I don't know the situation, but I'll be in the middle of the conversation now with my team and the two attorneys talking. So next time it comes up, I'll be able to answer the question better, so to speak.
Well, I just like the fact that you're there to support. I believe everybody should have a home. Home ownership is one of the big goals I want everybody to achieve. And so I'm really excited for the work that you're doing. It's very good. I have a question. I guess it's one of your earlier questions around the viability of different locations. I think that's what cryptocurrency trying to ask about. If certain areas are more viable than others when it comes to real estate investments. And I guess it's probably the discussion around commercial versus residential, and then which areas are more viable than others.
Right. If I have to be very blunt and plain and be honest, in Jamaica, because of where interest rates are, it is very tricky. Rates we've seen where rates have gone up over the last couple of years. We've seen central banks in the US, Canada starting to reduce rates. We are hoping that Bank of Jamaica will follow suit in Jamaica, and then the banks
They've
will follow
reduced
suit
two times.
afterwards. But
They cut
where
rates
we
two
are
times already.
now, right, right, right. So we're hoping that in Jamaica, the banks also follow suit to benefit. You look, Mr. I think, well, I don't know if it's that man or woman, but the person with cryptocurrency. Right now, from an investment standpoint, we we've not really seen in the past where the market in Jamaica crashes or anything like that. It always has remained buoyant. Some years slower than some. But to answer you specifically in terms of viability, I would still stick with the tourism corridor. Again, I think that's where the highest demand is coming from, both overseas and locally. In Kingston specifically, I think and this is just my opinion again, guys, don't kill me. I think there is an oversupply in Kingston as well. There are many options. But I think a lot of the prices are out of reach for the average Jamaican. But there are diamonds in the rough if you look hard enough and if you're patient enough. The beautiful thing though, I will say, and I guess this is for the buyers, I think that the market has now shifted from a seller's market where the sellers were more dictating the prices to now a buyer's market. A lot of my clients they come to us to get their pre-approvals done, but they have all, even in the last 2 days, about 3 of them have said to us, guess what, we want to just, now that we know what we qualify for, we want to look quietly, fall back a little bit and kind of see where interest rates are going, see where the market is going before they jump in, especially at the top of the market, so we just have to be patient and look for if Mr. Cryptocurrency, if it's a guy, just look for the diamonds in the rough. In other words, just be patient and look around, that kind of way, and crunch your numbers. Come to us, we'll help you crunch your numbers to make sure that you're not making a loss over the long term, over the short term at least, too much of a loss.
And then there's a question on land. Nicole, he was asking about land. I think we spoke about that earlier. You can probably share your views around investing in land.
Right. So land, I'm certainly not adverse to recommending investing in land. I'm a land buyer as well. What I will say to people is just keep in mind that land in its raw form does not generate income. So if you do take a mortgage, you have to be able to afford the mortgage payments all out of pocket. The beauty of land is that you can do so many more things with it than just buying a building itself, in other words. So land, you can turn it into something to do with ecotourism. You can turn it into something with agriculture. I have a friend who actually, ironically, Keisha, lives in Canada, and they own quite a bit of land here in Jamaica. And one of the things they're looking to do is to turn it into a mix of ecotourism and experiential type of thing. So, for example, I don't know if many of your guests are from Canada, but one of the things we as half Canadians, or I as a half Canadian, do every year is something like strawberry picking, where you go to the farm, pay $10. I don't know if it's still $10, and
yes,
pick.
I think.
So in other words, we could do something similar to that here in Jamaica. Plant banana tree, plant and make it an experience, so to speak. So I just want to encourage people to think outside the box when buying land. And here's the beauty to the land not going nowhere. So if you try something in ecotourism or agriculture and it don't work out, then you can always shift it over to building something, or Airbnb, whatever it is. So that is how I look at land.
Nice. And I'd say Cheesy Gully said, one of my top students, saying that he bought his house in 2020 and how the market are going in basically almost double already. So good move, Cheesy. Congrats on that, in terms of the appreciation. So that's really good. And I guess Garfield want to know about NHT, the offerings. If you can talk about the NHT offerings again.
Am I back?
Yeah, man, you're back. I can hear you. If you want to talk about the NHT offerings again, Garfield want to know about those.
Oh, Mr. Watt, I don't work at NHT, so I don't want to speak too much to NHT. I just know that NHT is really they really are focused on helping us as Jamaicans to afford a home. Now, I understand NHT has no control over the pricing of real estate in Jamaica, but um, as I had mentioned, NHT is flexible in terms of the loan amounts they give. The standard is 7.5%, but if you're looking to buy a property under a certain price, you can get up to 8.5%. Um, the highest interest rate I think NHT charges is 4%, which is less than half of what the banks are charging. So, and then it goes down. I've seen clients that pay as low as 0%, I think, based on the industry that they work in. So NHT is fairly flexible. Also remember that Prime Minister Holness announced recently that now I think three people can now apply for NHT to purchase a single home, and not so good with maths, but 7.5 times 3 is what? 7 3 is 21. That's $22.5 million that a husband, a wife, and a mother or a sibling or three sisters, whatever, can now put together now to purchase a home at 4%, right? So I just want to encourage people to contact NHT, go on their website, and they're very responsive on the phone as well. Reach out to them and
Yeah,
take the
we're
next.
gonna work to bring them on the show as well. We're gonna work to bring them on because we'll leave a questions for NHT. So we'll bring NHT so
Yes,
them can
yes.
answer their own question. I know about folks coming together, I guess, joint venture to buy land and then subdivide it. What are your thoughts there?
Oh, yeah, joint venture is a good idea too. I've done it in the
Love
past.
it. Yup.
I think it's great. Let me just share. I don't know if everybody knows exactly what when the person currency walk talks about a joint venture. A joint venture can be one of two things. Just like as I was saying, Keisha and somebody else and I could pool our resources together. And lay out a plan to either build something or subdivide land. If you can find a large enough piece at a relatively affordable price, you can then get a land surveyor to come and work with you to then subdivide the land. Um, and by subdividing the land, you can then sell individual lots. Um, I've done this in the actually with this piece is in behind me here. We haven't fully finished building it yet. This is in Spanish Town in St. Catherine. Sorry, that
Nice.
land is owned by call him my uncle, a family friend uncle who is older, and he's not interested at this stage in his life to be myself and his son. You guys have the youth on your side and everything. I will put up the land as the equity, and you guys go and look about doing the architectural drawings and doing all of these wonderful things. So, guys, also I'm glad the person asked that question. Again, think outside the box. Grandma or mommy or auntie or uncle may have a piece of land, especially those who live abroad and they're not necessarily interested. In other words, don't go to them begging for the land. Say to them, auntie, I have a plan, right? I have a plan for ecotourism ideas, so I can put together assets together to get stuff done. So that's a good idea from the person commenting.
Most definitely. Because you know the ideas coming together, people talking, coming as in the chat, look like we're talking about joint ventures and how that go. It's something I've done before as well. It works, if done with the proper legal covering as well, the
Right.
backing, so nobody don't leave exposed or anything like that. But again, this has been good, Jason. Thank you for being on and sharing your
Thank
insights.
you.
Just bring up again the URL for your company, Real Estate Hub JA. And if you can probably just share with persons the different services you provide so they can reach out to you.
Sorry, you want me to say it now? That's what you're saying?
Yes, please. Yes.
Oh,
Share the
oh,
services
oh.
that you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just go through to our core. So what at our core, Link to Lenders Real Estate Hub is we are a prop tech. Let's not use a fancy term then. Basically a financial technology tool. So I came back home from Canada in 2019, 2020, and I built, well, a business, a software that basically enables Jamaican consumers wherever in the world we are. Once you have a TRN number, you don't even have to be a Jamaican. Once you have a TRN number, you don't even have to have a Jamaican ID. We enable Jamaican consumers wherever in the world we are to do one online application and get approved by multiple banks and lenders across Jamaica. So what will happen is, instead of you going into one single bank, even if you get approved by that one bank, you don't know whether you're getting the best rates or terms from that one bank. What Link to Lenders does is we have access to their loan application systems, for example, and we have our own systems where we plug information, we utilize AI, for example, and we are able to do pre-qualifications for you, and take you through the entire process. And then you choose the bank that you want to go with in Jamaica. So we're really trying to make life simpler, not just for persons living overseas, but even for us who live here in Jamaica. You have a full-time day job, you can't leave to go to the bank. Contact us and we will help you walk through the process. And as I said to you, Keisha, before, we don't charge anything, because we work closely with those institutions.
Love that. Yeah. Well, I'm sure people are gonna be reaching out because it's something before you start any purchase, you need to know how much you pre-qualify for, so you can know what property to look for and all of those things. So definitely good work you're doing, Jason. Thank you so much for being on. Keep up the good work. Keep working with persons around home ownership, because we want more of that. We want everybody in a job to have a house. So as much as you can do so.
Absolutely. Or even piece of land too.
Thank you for
It's
being
not, for sure.
nice.
Anyway, thanks everybody.
Anything in the real estate, so it's great. All right. Thank you. All right, guys, there you have it. So real estate as a business. Jason shared about ideas, different ways. I see in the chat very active about people talking about different ideas around real estate investing as well. And I love the fact that you guys are thinking creatively, thinking about opportunities to make money, because that's really what it's all about. It's really what it's all about. Tonight, honestly, is a shorter episode because I have to go to a dinner. That's the next thing we're having this day. So those who joined later on, I'm at a private wealth event, a rich, wealthier event here in New York for the next couple of days. I'm headed now to a dinner, but I had to come on to have Money Classroom come. I can't miss Money Classroom come. I love you guys. These discussions really fuel me. I'm very excited to see all of the discussions in the chat. Do not go on up in the chat. I'm gonna jump off at dinner. No, as I said earlier, I'm opening the doors for you guys so that we can come in. KCLH is having a promotion. We're partnering with them around taxation services for you, our viewers, and our clients, all our money community. We want to make sure that you have your tax situation all sorted. So reach out to KCLH at info@kclh.com. Connect with them. They're offering 15% off for persons who sign up starting November 1 around tax services. That's a huge discount, may I tell you. Huge. And Dr. Kesha is amazing in her services. She is fantastic as an accountant and also as a business strategist. So reach out to her for sure and work with her. All right, we're back next week, same time, same place for Money Classroom. Make sure you also subscribe to our channel. Make sure you connect also to our newsletter, profitjumpstarter.com/newsletter. I'm gonna go off now and go have dinner with these people, make some connections so the whole of we can come in the room, in the money room. That's what we want. And so we're going to be back next week, guys, to continue the discussion. Thank you so much for being on. I see you're very active in the chat tonight. I love it. Very, very active. gonna continue the discussion next week. See you guys next week in Money Classroom. Knowledge is not without execution. Go and implement where you learn from Jason and I tonight. Implement, implement, implement. All right. See you guys back next week. Take care. Bye.